Pivdeni is one of three ports on the Bay of Odessa, if you like, in Odessa region that are covered by this deal. Pivdeni is actually the deepest one, and the deputy head of the Ukrainian Ports Authority told me yesterday that it's actually been 3 weeks that the Russians have not allowed any ships to go into the Pivdeni port to pick up grain, and he said that they're also operating a massive slowdown in terms of inspections of ships under the grain deal that are coming to pick up grain from the other two ports, Odessa itself here and Chornomorsk a bit further to the southwest. And so basically, in his words, the grain deal may have been renewed last week, but in practice it's not working at all. The Russians are dragging their feet and preventing it from operating normally. And to give you an idea of the scale of the problem, according to the Ukrainian government, there are currently 1.5 million tons of grain stocked on ships or in silos at the Pivdeni port waiting to be exported, and the ships aren't being allowed to come in to pick them up.
So, Gulliver, then what do you think the Kremlin is trying to achieve with this latest development?
Well, this deputy director of the ports, Dmitry Barvinov, he said he really didn't know, partly because it wasn't at his level that negotiations were being carried out, but also because, if you remember, Ukraine isn't negotiating directly with Russia about this. Only the negotiations are taking place through the intermediaries of Turkey and the United Nations. We know that when the grain deal was renewed, Ukraine, also African countries that are importing Ukrainian grain and many others around the world were disappointed that it was only renewed for 2 months, and that Russia has been repeatedly saying it's not happy that it can't export its fertilizers, so claims Russia, because of limitations on its use of the SWIFT banking transfer system. 6 African presidents are due to visit both Ukraine and Russia in June to talk about these issues. It may be that Russia is laying the groundwork for this by having the deal not working properly in order for there to be a sense that some kind of solution, some kind of compromise has to be found. Perhaps that's on the banking system and those fertilizer experts, but it may be something completely different, because these negotiations take place behind closed doors. And of course, with this war going on in Ukraine, Russia is trying to exert pressure on the international community by any means necessary, any means possible.